Hello, my name is Richard Griscom, and this video is a brief explanation of how to add an entry to the Rift Valley Bibliography using either a web browser or the Zotero application. So first, let's take a look at the web browser. So here I've already opened up the Rift Valley Bibliography group library on the Zotero website. So the first thing you want to take note of is that there are two subfolders. There's a new submission subfolder and a latest release subfolder. When you're creating a new submission, you should always make sure that you have selected the new submissions folder so that you're adding that entry to that new submissions folder. If you add it to the latest release folder, then it won't be immediately clear to others who are using the bibliography that it is a new submission and that it hasn't been vetted yet or added to the text document format of the bibliography. So again, make sure that you have the new submissions folder selected. Then if you are adding an entry that has an associated DOI, you can simply enter that DOI by clicking on the magic wand button here. Then you enter the DOI and press enter or return. If you don't have a DOI, then you need to enter in the information for the entry manually. To do that, you'll press the plus button here and then choose the appropriate publication type. If it isn't one of the first 5 types listed here, then you'll have to click on More and then scroll down below to find the appropriate type. So far in the bibliography, we've been using the types book, book section, journal article, thesis, manuscript, and presentation. So for example, let's pretend that I produced a book last year. So I'll choose book, and I will give it the title, The Languages of East Africa. Then I will enter my own name as the author, starting with my last name, Griscom, and Richard. Let's pretend it was published at Oxford by Oxford University Press, and the publication date was 2019. So this is fairly basic information. If you have access to other information about the publication, then please add that. Once you've entered in this information, then you should tag it. So if it is related to a particular language or language group, then you should give it that tag. So you can click Add Tag, and then type the name of that tag, for example, Datoga, or you could add the tag Bantu. And once you've added these tags, then you're done. That's it. If you want to add an entry using the Zotero application, then the method is basically the same. Now I will go ahead and delete this because we aren't using it. And then we'll create a new entry using the application. So here we're now using the Zotero application. So the method again is the same. If you have a DOI, then you will use the magic wand button and then enter that DOI and press enter or return. And it should enter the information automatically and add that entry to the bibliography. Also again, I see I've already forgotten, you want to make sure that you've chosen the new submissions folder. You can see that the submission that I had added via the website already appears here. It hasn't been deleted yet, perhaps because the sync is a little bit behind. So, now it's been deleted. So if you need to add a publication manually, then you'll press the green plus button here and then choose the publication type. Again, if it's not one of the first 5 types, then scroll down to More and then choose the appropriate type. So we'll just enter the same information now. So I chose book. And you enter in the information in exactly the same manner. You'll see that if you use the application, there is an autofill function that can make it make the process go a lot faster. So that's one of the advantages of using the Zotero application rather than the web browser. So at this point, I have already added this entry. Again, I can add tags if I want. And in the application, you can actually drag down, you can long press the entry and drag it down to add a tag. So you don't actually have to type in the tag manually, but you can actually select tags that way. If you don't see all the tags down here because there are very few submissions in the new submissions folder, then you can manually add a tag here, for example, PDF available. Okay, so again, you don't need to click save. The entry is automatically added, and then it will be synced with the online library if you have an internet connection.